Okay, welcome to Jay's Marketing Consult, where we make marketing simple and practical. I am Jay, and today we are fixing a huge misunderstanding. When people hear marketing, they usually think of adverts or a few social posts. Some even think it is the same thing as sales, and others sees it as buying and selling. But marketing is way bigger than that. It is the whole system that finds what people want, builds it, tells them about it, and makes sure they can buy it easily. Stick with me in the next few minutes, and I will show you exactly what marketing really is and why it is the lifeblood of every successful business. But in today's video, I'll group it into sections, which we have the section 1 where we have marketing is not the same as advertising. Section 2 talks about what marketing really is. Section 3 also focuses on the 4 core things marketing does. And the last section, which is the section 4, talks about why marketing matters or why it matters. So before I do, now let's quickly start with the section 1. Marketing is not the same as advertising. First, let me clear a big myth. Marketing is not the same as advertising. Mostly people think that marketing is all about adverts. But no, advertising adds up to marketing. But that does not necessarily mean that marketing is all about advertising. You can do adverts, but rather you might not generate sales. Now, let me show you with an analogy. Imagine business is a football match and advertising is one striker. That's great because probably they will score. But marketing here is the whole team. You talk about the coach, defenders, midfielders, and even the strategy that makes sure that the striker gets a chance to score. If the team doesn't work, the striker never gets the ball. That is how marketing is. It combines all the strategies and tactics needed to win in a particular segment. Now let's think of this illustration. Think about Apple. Their adverts are iconic, but what really makes them powerful is their ecosystem. Talks about the iPhone, the MacBook, the iCloud, and others, which all works together, and the prestige of owning an Apple product. This even indicates marketing beyond ads. Also, we can also talk about MTN Ghana. Those who are in Ghana, they all know this. MTN Ghana, on top of Apple, for further understanding, we all know that they do not dominate because of their flashy ads, but rather it's because of their massive distribution network. Everywhere you go, you can find what MTN vendors at every corner. That is why their motto is MTN Ghana. Everywhere you go, MTN. Their pricing strategies like MTN Zone bundles, loyalty programs like Free After One, Midnight bundles, and the strong brand trust. So here, ads are just the cherry on top of their adverts. Now, moving on to section 2. Here we are going to emphasize on what marketing really is. And we need to know the real definition of marketing, which I'll be doing so by looking at the 2 main perspectives. For the first one, I'll talk about the American Marketing Association, which is the AMA. They put it nicely as marketing is the activity, the set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, and the society at large. And also, according to the Chartered Institute of Marketing, which is one of the most respected professional marketing bodies in the world, they put marketing as the management process that is responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer needs and requirements profitably. Now, let me break this down so that you can get a clear understanding of that. If you want to find out who your customers are and what they want, you need to conduct what we call marketing. So first, identifying, finding out who your customers are and what they want. Secondly, talks about anticipating, that is predicting the future needs before customers even ask for. You need to do that by conducting what we call research. Also, meeting or exceeding those needs with product or services can also be achieved through research. Doing all this in a way that benefits the business financially also needs what we call research. So here, marketing, that I myself put it as to be, marketing is all about research, research, research. If you want to identify who your customers are, you need to conduct research. If you want to predict the future, you need to also conduct research. If you want to know how satisfied customers are, you also need to embark on research. If you want to know that a particular product that you are dealing with is going to generate profit for you, you need to conduct research. So marketing in it all, with the two definitions that were given, which was the first one from the American Marketing Association and also the Chartered Institute of Marketing, which is the same, we can clearly understand that without research, marketing can't be possible. Marketing can't work. But with research, we can definitely say that we will achieve our profitability. Now, let me keep it simple here. With all that I've said, let me summarize it. Marketing is about finding out what people want, creating value for them, communicating it, and making sure that they can get it easily. It involves the value and not just the promotion. Fine, you can run promotion, but they are there just to create awareness and generate sales and not to retain customers. No matter how you promote your product, that won't make you that won't put you in mind that you are going to retain your customers. You can do the promotion, but if the customers are not willing to sacrifice what they have to get what they want, forget about the promotion. We all run promotions to create awareness for customers to be sure that the product exists. So that is what we have here with an illustration. So the first one is marketing, that is called solving a customer need. The first one is what we call the customer problem. You need to identify what the problem is. And two, we talk about product solution. Is your product going to solve their problem? If it is not going to solve the problem, then you need not to bring that product out. Effective communication. Communicate the product to them. That is where promotion falls in. And after all, we talk about the happy customer. If they were satisfied with your product, they are happy. So, and a happy customer will tell 3 people. We call that word of mouth. They will tell people. And a dissatisfied customer will also tell 10 people, meaning that already they are decreasing the value of your company or your institution. Now let's move on to section 3, which emphasizes on the 4 core things marketing does. Let's go deeper. Practical marketing comes down to 4 core activities. And if you can do this well, you'll have a marketing system that works perfectly for your organization. The first one is to understand the customer. Understand who the customer really is, what he needs, what he values. Don't just guess. You can use simple tools like run short interviews, WhatsApp polls, Instagram story questions, or walk into the market and ask 5 customers what they prefer. Then segment the market. Not everyone is the same. We all might have different perspective in terms of choosing a particular brand. Ask yourself the problems that you're going to solve Where do the customers shop? How much will they pay? Which language resonates? For instance, you operate in Ghana, in which you know verily that majority of the people speaks English, but you only run your ads in French. It will become hard for your customers to understand you. The second one talks about create the product or the services. What product are you into? Build something that solves the customer's problem. Start small, then later increase it. You can do this by collecting feedback, change product, price, or packaging based on data, and from there you focus on the minimum features that solves the core problem. The third one also talks about communicate the value. Once you have value, communicate it clearly. You can pick one or two main messages and repeat them, and then use channels your audience uses most. You can use message map, which we have problem, promise, prove, action, which is the PPA, and frameworks like the IDA model, which talks about attention, interest, desire, action, or the PAS, which is the problem, agitate, or solve. And then use channel like social ads, WhatsApp, influencer marketing, roadside banners, whichever means you think that it will reach to your customers, you are good to use that. Then the last one talks about deliver the value. Here we emphasize on how you are going to make the product accessible. You talk about the distribution channels that you're going to use, the pricing strategy that you're going to use, and the customer services, which all forms part of the marketing. You need to choose the channels which will fit for your business. It could be direct sales, distributors, e-commerce, retail partnership, whichever way you think it'll fit. You are good to use that. You can use pricing strategies like the value base, the scheming pricing, or penetration pricing, depending on competition and brand goal. So now let's look at this illustration here. If all these 4 steps are missing, then actually marketing fails. Your startup becomes worthless or effortless. Let's move on to the last section, which is section 4, why it matters. Here is the reality. Great products don't sell themselves. Good marketing makes product visible, trusted, and wanted. Without marketing, your product is like a shop in the desert. With marketing, you attract footfall, convert first-time buyers into repeat customers, and scale sustainably. That is why the best companies invest in marketing first. Because 1, marketing drives sales, builds brand reputation, enhances customer satisfaction, and also it encourages innovation. Allow me to chip in an example. For instance, small Instagram sellers in Ghana who package consistently, reply fast, and run simple promos grow faster than sellers who just post photos. The difference is a marketing system, clear messaging, consistent visuals, and customer services. So today, we learned that real marketing is a system, not just advert. Focus on understanding customers, building the product they value, communicating convincingly, and making it easy to buy. If you like this, hit on the subscribe button, like, and comment below. Tell me one customer problem your product solves, and I will pick 3 to review in the next video. Next time, we will dig into the consumer mind, why people buy what they buy, and I hope to see you there.